Hi, my name's Rick Kent. I'm a teaching professional here in Michigan and also in Florida. Today we're at my summer home, Spring Meadows Country Club in Linden, Michigan. In the winter you can find me at Hobe Sound. We're going to talk about one important key element of golf, and that's the grip. Then we're going to talk about the other thing is the aim. You have to be able to aim the golf club. And then your setup. If you've got a good grip and good aim and a good setup, we're going to get better. As an instructor, as a teaching professional, I'm not here to change your swing. But I am here to look at your grip, your aim, and your setup. Once we accomplish that, we're going to go to the short game area. Why? Because putting's 43% of the game. Add the putting and chipping and pitching, we've got 70% of the game. When was the last time you hit balls for a half an hour and then went down and worked on your short game for an hour and a half? We don't do that. Why? That's the key. The best players in the world, when they win a tournament, don't necessarily hit the ball the best the last day. But I guarantee you they pitch the ball, chip the ball, and putt much better than anybody in the field. So that's what we're going to accomplish today, and I hope you enjoy the journey. G, that's the first part of gas. G is grip. Let's get our grip right. It doesn't matter if you use a 10-finger grip, an interlock grip, or an overlap grip. Let's talk about the three quick. 10-finger grips for a junior, for maybe a female that's not real strong, or maybe a senior. Interlock grip, first finger of the left hand, little finger of the right hand for all of us right-handers. Just lay together. We're not squeezing it hard. Or an overlap grip. That's the three we want to use. But the key in all three grips are we want to get the grip so we're not grabbing it, feel like you got a bird in your hand. Don't let him fly away. That's what Sam Snead says. On a scale of 1 to 10, try to make it 3. 10 being the hardest, 3 being pretty light. Make sure we grip underneath that cap. I see so many people grip it on the end. That's why they wear out their glove, and they wonder why they wear their glove out. So we're going to grip down, not choke down. I hate the word choke. We're not choking in golf. Once we grip down, we put the thumb slightly down the right side. We're going to have a V here at our right shoulder. We put the right hand on top. We take this crease. This is your lifeline if you went to a fortune teller. Put it over the thumb. We've got pressure on these 2 fingers and the last 3 fingers, and the pressure's not hard. We form another V. This is your trigger finger. If you haven't shot a gun, you've shot a squirt gun. There's a little gap there. You should be able to hit balls with these 2 fingers off the club. They're just laying there. They're your guides. Once we get a good grip, we can improve. The next letter in gas is A, aim. We don't take the time to aim. I've never seen a good player ever aim the golf ball from this side. You have to get behind the golf ball to aim. If you shot a gun, you wouldn't hold it out like this to shoot it. You shoot it and you aim. Let's take our time and do that in golf. You can see I have a station here. I've got an arrow that's going here at my target. I've got some sticks on the ground. Let's practice with a purpose. It doesn't take long to set up a station, to know where you're aiming. Once you set up your station, when you hit a good shot, you know you hit a good shot. If you don't aim it, how do you know you're practicing well? So let's get the aim. Every good player gets behind the golf ball. They pick their target. Target back to the ball. Some of them pick out a preliminary target. Some go target to the ball and pick out something to the sky. Let's take the time and do that. Once you get your grip, now you're aiming. You have to set up for success, not failure. So I've got my aim and I walk into my stance. Now I'm set up for success. Let's be successful. Let's not be lazy. Okay, we've done some simple things. G, A. Now we're in S of gas. S is setup. We've got to have a good setup. By that, when you come in, your grip and your aim, your setup is walk into your stance. I've got here a station. You see I have some sticks on the ground. You see I have some things drawn. That gives us the path of the club. If we set up correctly, with good balance, we walk into our stance. Left foot with the left shoulder, right with the right. We get our bum out. Tail feathers have to be out. So when we have them out, we're getting our hips out over our heels. We're not sitting in here like this. We get on the balls of our feet. We're in a ready position. Once that happens, our shoulders, our waist, our thighs, our knees, ankles, and even toe line are all parallel left of our target. Now we can go ahead and practice with a purpose. When we're in the middle of our stance with the wedge to the 5, we may move the ball with our 4-iron on up to our fairway woods and driver off our left heel. The only thing that changes, gang, is our shoulders. When you move the ball to your left heel or off your heart or your left armpit or your left ear to the forward stance, your shoulders open. But your hips, knees, toe lines still stay parallel. Set up for success. That's what we're looking for. And then we can have some fun with this game. Now we're on the chip part. Remember, just like pitches, more weight's on your left foot. When you chip, you want to keep the ball low to the ground. I see the best players in the world now keeping the ball on the ground when they can. You put the ball in the air, anything can happen. With the wind, the ball stops too soon. So when you chip, remember, you don't have to just chip with a sand wedge or a pitching wedge. You see, I've got 4 different clubs here. Get out and try some things. I have a sand wedge. You could put it back in your stance. Hands are ahead. You could chip with that. But why not use a pitching wedge or your gap wedge? Put it back in your stance. The ball will go lower. The less the loft, the key to chipping, pitching, is to take the club back the same speed and through the same speed and control your distance by how far you go back. So if I went to a 6-iron, all you're going to do is stand closer to the ball. You're going to get up almost like you're putting, put it back in your stance, and remember, when you chip, you're not jabbing or sticking the club in the ground. You're taking the club and you're making it work like a gate. The gate's going to open, we're going to come to square at the ball, and we have to let the toe go over. The gate has to close. That makes the ball roll. So use some imagination. I take a lot of my students and use this club. Well, what is this? This is a hybrid. If you want to keep the ball low to the ground, you can just get up to it, put it back in your stance, get the toe in the ground, get it level, and open that gate and close the gate. You have to let the club swing over to make it roll on the ground. It'll roll on the grass. You've got control of it when it's on the ground. You try this, and I guarantee you, you'll save 3 or 4 strokes around. Here I am again. I'm Rick Kent. Now we're on the short game area still. Putting, 43% of the game. Find a putter that fits you. Most people buy putters too long. Once you get that, I don't teach a lot of fundamentals. I'd like to see a few things happen though. Your eyes get over the ball, your weight gets on your left, your arms hang, and you don't grip it too tight. There's 3 different strokes that you can use when you putt. You can have a straight back and straight through stroke. You can have a putt that putts on an arc, where the putter opens and kind of closes at impact and then it closes over. I prefer a little inside down the line stroke. I see a lot of good putters do that. When I get my students on the green, once we get the line, we forget about everything and only think of pace. Distance matters. Practice putting to the fringe. Just try to stop the ball on the fringe and get your stroke down so it's straight back, straight through, on an arc or inside down the line, but get the feel. Learn the pace. You'll improve. Here we are at my teaching area. Yes, I use teaching aids. I believe in them. I use video. I've used video for a long time. I truly believe that helps us all. So, let's not make this game life or death. We make it worse, right? I truly believe the teacher does not make the player makes the teacher. So, what am I telling you? I'd love to give you a lesson. Come visit me at Spring Meadows Country Club in Linden, Michigan, or Hobe Sound Golf Club in Hobe Sound, Florida. See you on the golf course, and we're going to take the fun out of fundamentals and just make it fun. Hi, I'm Rick Kent, teaching professional at Spring Meadows Country Club here in Michigan. I've got a flag stick in my hand, and you also see a bunker. This is not a pin. We bowl at pins. That's not a sand trap. Look in the rule book. Let's use the right terminology. So, here's the shot. When we get around that bunker, we get around that flag stick, we can see it. Keys to a good pitch shot, a lob shot. Soft grip. Weight on the left side, you can open it. As much loft as you want, the more you open it. The key to this shot is you have to lean the shaft back and you have to use the bounce of the club, not the front of the club. And, secret, don't tell anybody, set the club 4 to 6 inches behind. Make your golf swing. The club will bottom out and you'll hit the back of the wedge. It puts spin on it and it stops it softly. If you learn to lean it back, set the club 4 inches behind and swing the shaft through it, not the club head, you'll perform this shot. It takes practice. Here's how we do it. I'm Rick Kent. Now let's go have some fun on the golf course.